stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the doors. Stay clear of the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA.
Welcome to the Morning Monorail podcast. This is Justin Monorail, and this is episode number 165 of the Morning Monorail podcast. We've been doing this a long time, guys. Holy crap. Why are you still listening to us? It is July 26th, 2021, and we are back again with another week of Walt Disney World news, another week of a mystery segment. What could it be? Do you think it's Fast Pass Standby Snack? But no, it's not that, because we didn't ask you any questions. It must be something else. But before we get into all that, I have to welcome in my co-host. I mean, you know that I always have this grand introduction for my co-host, tell you all these great things about him. I don't know what else to say about him except for he's not here today. So, standing in for the one and only Land of the Dawes Dome, we have the Epic. I think Epic is appropriate based on, where her passions lie. The Epic, the ubiquitous Stephers. Hey, Stephers.
Hello. I can't even spell ubiquitous.
I hope it's appropriate.
I gotta look it up. I don't even know the definition.
I think it's a good word. I use words sometimes that I'm like, I'm pretty sure that I've heard this used, and I think that it's good. Ubiquitous means present, appearing, or found everywhere. Which is
appropriate. It's fine. It's appropriate.
You know what? That must have been in my subconscious, because you really are ubiquitous. I mean, you show up here on the Morning Monorail. You show up on Theme Park Thursday Live with the Dillos, standing in for both Frank and Jen.
I'm going to have to start charging you guys for all this.
Please don't.
All this freelance work that I do.
Please don't. We have no money. No money at all.
That's okay. I'll just take Landon's spot because the Poochie era is over.
It's ended. It's done.
It's done.
People
filled by more attractive people like myself.
Is Landon in the penalty box? Possibly. He likes to act up. You may have seen that he was absent from the Parks and Monorail show this past week. He also didn't show up for the live Q&A for our Silver and Gold Patreons. So, I mean, speculation. I'm going to let you all run wild with the speculation on what's going on with Landon, because, I just feel like it's better to let you imagine, let your little hearts, your little brains go crazy with it. And, I don't know, hearts and brains. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys, but I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We are going to start talking about some Disney news. Oh, yes, news. Let's do it. Yeah. Before we get there, I do want to do this because I almost forgot it last week. We have a new patron, a brand new patron this week. Whoop, whoop. I like it when people decide to join, like when they know, like, oh, it seems like it's slowing down a little bit. I'm going to join this week, and I'm going to be the only Patreon to get a shout out. And that's a wise move. It's a wise move. You get the spotlight. So this week it's Mark Bradshaw. Mark, welcome to the Morning Monorail Patreon fam. We're so happy you're here. We really appreciate you. And this show is dedicated to you, Mark.
Yep, you're our favorite member of the Monorail family, Mark. Welcome.
Congratulations. That's your first ever award as a member of the Monorail family.
We also have t-shirts. If you want to check out Morning Monorail on TeePublic, you can rep the shirt.
That's true.
Tell everyone.
That's true. And if you watch, you'll probably find out there's going to be a discount at some point. Labor Day's coming up. That may be the next big discount on TeePublic, but that's going to be a special price just for the favorite members of the Monorail family. Watch for it.
Correct.
You can get that t-shirt and wear it. Stephers designed that logo, by the way. I mean, show her some love by buying the t-shirt.
I mean, really, it was just your logo, but it's fine. I'll take the credit. We're fine. We're all friends here.
If you hadn't done it, that shirt wouldn't be on the TeePublic. So
that's also true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm giving credit where credit is due. Hey, Stephers. Mm-hmm. I wanted to let you know that I was actually in the most magical place on earth this past week.
Of course you were.
I was. I got to hang out with our mutual friend, Adam.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah.
I love Adam, but I'm always waiting for him.
We are always #waiting for Adam, and I indeed was in Disney's Hollywood Studios because Adam was with another party, and so I had to fill some time. I managed to do so by getting some tasty beverages and wandering around Hollywood Studios on my own and while I was waiting on him. But then once we linked up, we went over to Docking Bay 7. I was really excited. He threw out the idea of, hey, let's go get some food. And side note, this was after a pop-up thunderstorm I was totally unprepared for. So,
I mean, it's Florida, so you would think you're prepared for these things.
Yeah, you would think that a local would be a little smarter about such things. I thought I had time to get to shelter. I did not, and I ended up getting drenched. I was the soakedest that I think that I've been in a Disney park. Like, it rivaled. There was one time when I was in Epcot that I got almost as wet as this, but I was wearing my Crocs, so the feet stayed pretty dry. In this case, I was not wearing my Crocs. The feet got soaked, and that is miserable. When you're soaked, when your socks are soaked, that's a bad way to be.
When your socks are soaked, and then when you're wearing jean shorts, and then the jean shorts get soaked, and you gotta, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, and you gotta walk the park.
Ladies, you know what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's bad. So I was really drenched, and I was trying to dry off. Adam texted, and he was like, hey, are you hungry? I'm always hungry. You don't have to ask.
Same.
So we made a plan to go to Docking Bay 7, and I was super excited to do it because, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, there were some new items on the menu at Docking Bay 7. Now, I don't know how you feel about the food in Galaxy's Edge, Stephers, but I feel like it's hard to go wrong. I mean, I know the milk is divisive. The blue and green milk, some people love it, some people hate it. Some people like one and hate the other.
Oh, Jackson wouldn't even try the milk. He didn't even try the milk, and I was like, but this one tastes like this, and this one tastes like that, and he was like, was that supposed to sell me on it? And I said, never mind. Well, next time we'll do that. Next time.
I mean, he's not alone. Some people are just, why would I drink milk on a hot day? It doesn't really make sense. But the food is very, very consistently good. I don't care whether you're talking Ronto wraps or any of the dishes at Docking Bay 7 or even the little snacks that you can get in the market. I love it all. I celebrate the entire catalog. So I was excited when Docking Bay 7 announced new dishes because I knew that I'd love it. So one of the things on the menu was the Pierginond. I don't know if you say it that way. Pierginond hot chicken tip yip. And
can't just tip yip. I don't.
It's the hot chicken.
First word.
It's the hot chicken.
That first word is questionable.
Well, being that I am originally a Tennessee boy, and hot chicken originates from Nashville, I decided, well, I've got to do my duty and try this hot chicken. And I indeed did. Let me describe this for those of you who may not have seen the menu. This is crispy chicken, glazed in a spicy chipotle sauce, served with white rice and a relish of sweet corn, shishito peppers, jicama. Is it jicama? I don't know what that is.
Jicama?
Jicama?
Jicama? Jicama.
You think?
Now I'm doubting my pronunciation.
I don't know. Plantains and cilantro. Sounded great to me, and I'm happy to report it was delicious. But here's something...
Jicama. It's jicama.
Jicama. Okay, jicama. Here's something I would tell you about this dish. Portion was a little smaller than I expected it to be. I feel like in the past, the things that I've gotten from Docking Bay 7, the portions have been pretty large. This was somewhat small. So, I took a picture of it. I don't think I've put it on social media. I sent it in a text to a couple people.
You sent it in a text. Yeah.
but I have not shared it on social media, so I need to do that this week. But it was good. I wish that there was more of the chicken. The relish was fine, and the white rice was just white rice. But it didn't taste like Nashville hot chicken, I can tell you that, for one. I like a chipotle sauce. I think it was smoky and delicious. And, you know, if you want something a little bit spicy when you go to Docking Bay 7, I recommend it. It was good. So, don't sleep on it.
Based off of your photo, I will say, portion-wise,
yeah,
it does not look like it's worth the $15 that you paid.
Yeah, it's $15.50. Yeah.
That, give me like 2 more little chicken wing thingies. Just, at least. Give me some more rice. They didn't even... There's a bare spot in this photo.
Yeah.
Bare spot.
Yes.
Shameful.
I know. It was a little disappointing. And it's mostly just because, like I said, prior trips to Docking Bay 7, I've gotten larger portions. But I don't know. For other people, it might have been just the right amount. I don't know if 4 pieces of chicken would have been too much. 3 probably would have done it for me. If I'd gotten 3, I think I would have been okay. But it's fine. It's all fine. It's still tasty, and I still recommend Docking Bay 7. Don't overlook it. Don't be intimidated by the weird names of food. It's all very good. Support your Star Wars eateries.
Yes, Jackson. Support your Star Wars eateries and eat the weird sounding food.
Ronto wraps, you can't go wrong. So if you are doubting Docking Bay 7, you go Ronto wrap. And then you're fine.
I'll tell him.
Okay. All right. That'll do it for weekend roundup, even though that was Monday. Let's get into the brand new news from the week that was. We're going to start with this one, and the reason I picked this one to start with was because I was scooped on this particular article. I really need to start trusting my instincts when I'm in the park, because there are times that I notice things, and I'm like, I should tweet about this or post it on Facebook, and I'm like, no, maybe this has been going on, and I just didn't notice it. So I question myself, and then the next day I look back and it's an article on all the Disney websites that this is a new thing. So I saw it, and I should have trusted myself. But anyway, as of Monday, when I was in the park, they are now posting times on, if you've got the boards around the parks, the digital boards that show you wait times, and also in the My Disney Experience app, they are posting times for the character cavalcades.
Are they doing it like, there's like different ones?
Yeah.
Do they list the different ones?
They specify. Yes.
Oh.
So like at Hollywood Studios, there's the Pixar one, there's the Mickey and Friends, and they do post the times for the specific cavalcades. So that is very interesting.
They don't care about crowding no more.
Exactly. Yeah. So the whole idea when they introduced the character cavalcades was they weren't going to tell anybody when they were doing it. It was a random thing because they were trying to promote social distancing. They didn't want people gathering up like they did for parades. Now they're totally cool posting it. So that's the question that I posed in the Facebook group when I did share this, which was, does it mean that parades are imminent? Are we getting parades back soon?
I mean, I don't see what's the difference at this point, honestly. I'm more I'm more wanting meet and greets back.
Yeah.
Like, come on, people. Just let me hug them. Well, maybe not hug them. I don't know. I just want to take a picture. Even put a tape on the floor and let me, like, selfie it maybe, or, like, photo pass. I miss Mulan.
Yeah. It would be nice to get the interactions back. I do think the issue might be they still don't really want to do physical contact. So that's probably what's holding it back. But like you said, make an X on the floor, have the character stand there and at least be able to interact with them. I mean, Elsa has been like meeting outside in Norway, talking to people. And Mary Poppins, you could go talk to her in the UK. If you can do that kind of thing, you're just a step away from just bringing back meet and greets. So
I'm not gonna bring up the other park, but I'm gonna bring up the other park because it's me.
Do it.
In December, the masks were still a thing, but they did have a socially distant meet and greet with the Grinch, and like he stood a little bit further back from you. He let you take a selfie with your phone, and you got a photo, like a few PhotoPass photos.
Yeah.
Just saying, Disney.
No, they've been doing it for a while. I mean, I saw the last time I was at Universal, I saw a bit like Betty Boop and Popeye. Mm-hmm. You can meet Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, Megatron. Like they've been doing that. They've been doing the blue meet and greet. This has been going on for a while at Universal. So
yeah. And I do get that they're doing the people like behind the fencing and stuff. Like cool, but come on.
Patrick and SpongeBob and Squidward. They've been out too. So yeah, I think it's time to. I don't know. I think that by the time we get to the 50th, I just have a feeling by that time, character meet and greets have to be back, and hopefully parades are back by that time. I saw some people that were a little bit worried that maybe this is a sign in a different direction and that cavalcades are here to stay. That's okay with me as long as they still also bring back like a parade, like a good parade. And I want a nighttime parade in the Magic Kingdom.
Wow, he's very adamant about this.
I am. I'm sick of not having one. It's not fair.
I mean, it's the best part. Oh, it's not the best part, but like, nighttime is always better. Yes. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, for a parade for sure. Like, I don't want to stand there baking in the sun at the 3:00 parade. I just don't. Even though I love the Festival of Fantasy parade, I love to see the Maleficent steampunk dragon come out there blowing fire. It's very cool.
Not catching on fire, but blowing fire.
Not catching on fire, blowing fire. Yeah. I just want parades back. I don't know. Like I said, like we have been saying, if there are times posted, you're still letting people gather up, get ready for what's the difference? So just freaking do it.
And Happily Ever After's back. Whatever. Fireworks are back. So people are already crowding to wait. Like I saw people waiting like 2 hours before the showtime.
It's true.
You could have put a parade through that 2-hour window. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no social distancing in the hub when it comes time for Happily Ever After. I mean, that's a thing long in the past at this point. But you know what the lack of social distancing has allowed? It has allowed opening up more restaurants, more lounges, and a big one came back this past week. Trader Sam's.
I saw.
Yeah, Trader Sam's is back.
Never been.
You've never been?
I've never been, and I'm going to leave it as I've never been. But I did see everyone line up.
Is it because you just, like, you haven't wanted to wait for it? Like, you didn't want to waste time?
No.
Or you're just not that interested?
I didn't know it was a big thing to do until I met you guys. And then, of course, it's been closed because COVID. So, December when I come back.
Yes. Absolutely, we should do it. For those who may not be aware, like Stephers, Trader Sam's is a special kind of place. It's a place where you can go and get tiki drinks, and if you've never been there before, it's quite an experience. Depending on what you order, there are all sorts of things that will happen in the restaurant around you. It's crazy stuff. Like if you order a certain drink, they might come out and like spray you with a squirt bottle or spray the whole room with a squirt bottle and while yelling stuff. I don't know. It's what I'm trying to say is it's very interactive. A lot of things happen. There are bar stools that some of them, like if you sit on them, they gradually like lower down. Like without you maybe realizing until the point where you're like eye level with the bar.
And it's supposed to happen that way?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a bit of a prank. It's fun. And it's very themed. You've got, if you imagine what it's like inside the tiki room where you look out the windows and you can see like Hawaiian islands and oceans and volcanoes. Like it's like that. And it's a good time. It's loud in there. If you like a loud, active environment, that's the place. If you don't, if that's something that maybe you'd feel uncomfortable, then maybe you don't. You could go sit on the terrace because the terrace is open again too, and you can order the Trader Sam's drinks on the terrace outside. They just don't do all the fun stuff outside.
No, you gotta do the fun stuff.
Yeah,
looks cool. Haven't been. We'll go.
I want to be there when you go.
I mean, December. We'll talk.
We need to get enough people together to order the Nautilus, and then I want that Nautilus.
Like Is like 3.5 people not enough? Or
I think maybe? I think 3.5 is probably enough.
Like if one of them is Skipper Bob.
Oh well, he could probably order a Nautilus himself.
That's really what I was talking about. I'm the half.
Yeah, Skipper Bob could handle that one on his own, I'm sure. But
wow, looks good.
But
Sounds
yeah,
good.
I want the mug. I want to bring home the Nautilus.
Well, what if I wanted the mug?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to do two. So Skipper Bob, you better start getting into shape. You're gonna have to really pull your weight on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Twice.
Two times. But yeah, it'll be fun. Whenever we get to go back in there. And I'm happy it's open. The one at Disneyland opened weeks ago, so I was very curious what was going on here. I'm definitely glad it's back.
I mean, someone said he wins the race in terms of Walt Disney World stuff.
I guess. And speaking of things coming back, we've got some live entertainment coming back. Very excited for some of this, and I hope that it just means even more is going to keep coming. But to begin with, over at Hollywood Studios, starting on August 1st, that's easy for me to say. The Wonderful World of Animation will be back to the park after dark. And on August 15th, Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage returns to the Theater of the Stars on Sunset Boulevard. I'm excited about that because I actually really like that Beauty and the Beast show. And right now, Hollywood Studios doesn't have a after dark show. So, because Fantasmic's not back yet.
Let's not talk about...
I know.
Tragic.
It's going to come back. People are so worried that, like, Fantasmic is done. And I don't think that's the case at all. I think they're doing some upgrades to the theater, backstage, on stage, whatever it may be. I think Fantasmic will be fine. And maybe that's another thing we'll get maybe by the 50th, but for now, we've got these two things to look forward. Have you ever seen the Beauty and the Beast show?
No.
It's good. I mean,
we don't do a lot of shows when
I
we
was
go.
going to say, yeah, I know that you're more like go, go, go. The shows are kind of a waste of time.
Well, it's not that they're a waste of time. There's just other things we would rather be doing in the short span of time where we go. However, I have stopped into that animation short thing attraction.
Okay.
That's what it's called. And that's pretty much the only quote unquote show that I've seen.
You're talking about the Mickey Short
Sure.
theater?
Yeah.
It's like the summer vacation kind of thing.
Yeah, where they like rotate what they show.
No,
right?
That's at Epcot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I thought we were still in Hollywood Studios. So you're talking about the Pixar animation short thing.
Yes.
That had the little bird, little bird runs from the water. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Well,
Hollywood Studios, I've seen nothing. Let's be honest. I've nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Have you never even seen Indiana Jones? Oh my gosh, Stephers.
Sorry.
That
sorry.
is classic Hollywood Studios. That one we still don't have a date for, so I think that it'll come back too because it's just such a big theater. It's definitely the definition of a people eater, and they need it since the crowds have returned to the parks. But
sounds like Fear Factor, equivalent.
Oh yeah, yes, for sure. So they need it in the park. They need it running. They need people to be going to that show because otherwise they're standing around in Galaxy's Edge and they won't get out of my way.
They got to do that. I got stuff to do in Galaxy's Edge still.
Yeah, and they're causing the line for Smuggler's Run to be like 110 minutes, and let's be honest, not worth it. Okay. Over in Magic Kingdom, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor is coming back on August 8th.
I've done that.
Oh, nice. It's good.
Done it. It's a very nice air conditioning, and it's like cute in like a this is ridiculous in a funny way. Like I still laugh, but it's ridiculous. It's great. Do it.
It's silly. It changes every time because it is actually a live performance.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, and that's cool. I have been that guy, just to remind you all. I was lucky enough to be that guy. One of the last times I went to the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. I've got the sticker to prove it. So go ahead and be jealous. But yes, I think people overlook it. I think we were talking about like underrated attractions on the Q&A. To me, this is something that's underrated. People just don't don't think about it, and I think they should. Now, here's something I've never done. Turtle Talk with Crush is going to reopen in Epcot at the Seas with Nemo and Friends on August 21st. Never done it.
I think I've done it when I was a younger youth than I currently am. I can't remember the content, but it was cute. I like going into like the Nemo areas. I just like the aquatic type stuff, underwater vibes.
The aquarium's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. It's an aquarium, but it's a Mickey aquarium. That makes it better.
Anything Mickey makes everything better.
Yeah. I think it's cool. And by the way, if you haven't, I talk a lot of smack about the Seas with Nemo and Friends, the ride. Not the aquarium, but the ride. Because I just, if I were going to make a list of my favorite attractions, top to bottom, this would not be on the list. If I was going to make a list of my least favorite, this would be the last on that list, probably. However, the projection of the Nemo Pixar fishes swimming in the aquarium is good. It's a good effect. It looks good. And I'll give them credit for that. It still looks good.
Gotta give credit where credit is due, sir.
I think so. But yeah.
I don't know if it's been a very long time since I've been anywhere really in that area. So I'll have to stop by again.
You're never going to have to wait. It's usually like a walk-on. If you have to wait, don't do it. But if the wait is like 15 minutes or less, go ride those little clamshells. And I think that for a walk-on, it's absolutely worth your time to do it. If you have to wait a long time, not really worth it. Just go to the back door, go to the aquarium, and it's fine.
Okay.
I would say that the aquarium is a fan favorite. And I'm using that phrase to segue to my next article on the list.
Uh-huh. That was a real segue.
As of July 26th, the Cheshire Cat Cafe in the Magic Kingdom is reopening.
Oh, yes, and that's like today. While you're listening to this, it's open.
It's open today, yeah. I don't know why they pick a Monday. Why not do it on the weekend? But sure.
Because there's a lot of things that go into food preparation, okay? Like weekends when it's super busy, maybe no. Try it slow and steady. Give them the week to reopen and get their wheels, grease their wheels? I don't know what the saying is. It's fine.
I feel like grease the wheels is fine.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to grease the wheels during the week so they can get ready for the weekend. I mean, it's going to be busy every single day. Right
Correct.
Now it's summertime, so and people they love this place. Now the Cheshire Cattail is the hot item here.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, and while it was closed, you could get it from Cosmic Rays, which I did. It was the first time I ever had it, just recently. If you never,
I got it from the lunching pad.
They had it there.
I believe so. Yeah, because I got it right before we went on that ride.
Okay,
that everyone loves.
On that the People Mover.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's funny because I ate one right before riding the People Mover as well. My thoughts on the Cheshire Cattail were people had told me it wasn't that great. They were like, it's kind of overblown. It's a little bit overrated. I actually really liked it. I thought it tasted to me like a chocolate croissant with just some extra icing on top. So
that is exactly how I described it.
Yeah.
And the line for the People Mover was ever growing. So I shoved about half of it in my mouth. And then I was like, I don't know if this is worth like the money that I paid. You know, it's one of those things where I think it would be like an every other trip thing. I don't think it's a staple snack.
Yeah. Okay.
Many people will disagree. That's my hot take.
Well, okay, here's what I would say to that. If you were looking for like a breakfast pastry and you didn't want to deal with the chaos that is the Main Street Bakery.
100%.
Yeah, you could skip the Starbucks and go over, get you a Cheshire Cattail and a coffee, and probably you're in good shape. Go to Joffrey's.
Or you can get a Nutella fruit waffle.
Yeah, you could do that too. Over there at the Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good too. It's a little more involved. You can't really...
You can't eat and go with the waffle.
with the waffle. Yeah, that's a sit down.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think the cattail's a little more mobile. So
It is.
Yeah. So those are your options, people. Deal with it.
Oh, Lord.
I keep talking about how we're kind of building up to this big 50th anniversary, and we hit another milestone just this past week, which was they finished off the decorations on Cinderella's castle by adding the 50th anniversary crest onto Cinderella Castle overnight. So if you woke up Friday morning, you went into the park, you would have seen it. And now the castle has 113 pieces of 50th anniversary decor. And I gotta tell you, I think it looks great. I love all of the little embellishments that they added to the castle. I think it's very, very nice.
I was very pro OG Castle prior to the paint job, but I think the 50th embellishments make the paint job like really adds to it. I think it all meshes well. So, props to Disney for that kind of creative thinking. I will say, not sure why you wouldn't wait till like maybe the end of August, because August is like peak hurricane rainy time. But you do your thing, Disney.
Oh, I don't think those things are gonna. It's not like they just put it out there with duct tape. I mean, they're gonna be okay. The ribbons are not made of ribbon material. Something
fell like a month or two ago.
I know, but things like that, it's kind of a one-off. I just don't think that this particular thing, because it's over a space where like if you were walking into the castle, it could fall on your head. It's right.
I didn't want to think about that. I wasn't trying to think about that.
They put it right over the clock, which I was gonna like come in and pretend that I was really upset that they blocked the clock, and now how am I gonna know what time it is when I'm in Magic Kingdom? But I really don't care. Let's be honest.
It's magic time. That's all you need to know.
It's magic time.
It does look great, though. They posted a video on social media of it really close up and kind of the process, but I really enjoyed like how it looked. Like you can really tell that they took their sweet time, creative time, and it came out really well.
Yeah. I like what you said about how it feels like the paint job and the embellishments like complement each other. I totally agree with that, and it kind of makes me wonder if that was the reasoning behind the paint job. They were like, hey, we want to add these things, and once these additional decorations get added to the castle, it's all going to mesh really well together. People didn't love the paint job. I actually thought it looked nice. I mean, if you,
I didn't.
I know, and you weren't by yourself. There were a lot of people who didn't like it. If you look back at pictures like right before they did the paint job, the castle looked kind of dingy. Like especially the turrets, the blue turrets, they were very faded. It needed attention for sure. Did it need to go pink? I don't know, but I'm fine with it. I thought it looked nice. It was almost like a rose gold kind of a color. But yeah, now that it's complete, looks great. It's very pretty. And one cool thing about it is, like, when they do the projections for Happily Ever After, you can't tell anyway. Like, it doesn't look like it's changed, because all you can see is the projections.
I'm rolling my eyes at you, because I'm just rolling my eyes at you. You know why. You know why. I will say, all blue would not have worked with... It just would have been way too much. It would have washed each other out. So I think it was definitely... that I think they planned ahead, and they definitely were like, we're gonna do this because this is the idea we have.
Yeah. I wonder how long they'll leave those decorations. I mean, I'm sure they'll leave them up for this. The 50th celebration goes for 18 months. I'm sure they're going to leave it up that entire time, but I just wonder, will they take down all of those decorations right at that 18th month mark, or would they just take like the 50th off and maybe leave some of the other stuff? I don't know. I guess it depends on how they hold up for the next 18 months or the 20 months or whatever we have ahead of us.
I like the little banner thingies. I like those. I think they should leave those. Yeah. Just leave them.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be fine if they left all of them. It's crazy because, like, I feel totally different about this as compared to how I felt about when they turned the cake into a castle. No.
I liked...
Vice versa, turn the castle to a cake.
I liked that, but I wasn't really here for that in a general sense. But I hear very strong opinions of that as well.
Yeah.
The merch was cute, in my opinion.
It was. That I'll agree with. I totally see the side of people who are like, what if this was like your once-in-a-lifetime trip to Disney and the castle is a cake? A pink cake.
You go there to celebrate your birthday, and then it's like the castle is your present. Come on, guys. Improvise.
I guess so. It's not...
Oh, yeah, no. Never mind. I looked at a photo of I looked at a real-time photo.
Of the cake?
Yeah, it looks like straight out of Candyland.
It was,
Never mind. I'm so sorry, guys, if you went to this.
It was rough. What a bold decision. This was almost like a barge-level decision. However, the cake castle was temporary.
Nowadays everything's temporary, ain't it?
Oh, well, it's interesting you should say that. Because that shall lead us to our last piece of news for the day. Yes, take a deep breath. Get yourself ready. Because Disney officially set closing dates for 2 fireworks shows. One of them is Epcot Forever, which we knew was only coming back temporarily. Epcot Forever 2.0 temporary, leaving as soon as Harmonious kicks off on October 1st. The other is Happily Ever After. Happily Ever After will have its final performance September 29th, 2021 in the Magic Kingdom. Now, this was something, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn over here, but we talked about this on the show, and I said, over in Speculation Nation, that it seemed to me that when Disney Enchantment started, that was going to spell the end for Happily Ever After, because they have upgraded technology. They've added projection mapping all the way down Main Street. They've added perimeter launch points for fireworks. All these upgrades. So why would Disney go back to a show that had less technology and less effects after Disney Enchantment is done?
The only effect that matters is the effect it has on my heart, Justin.
I know. This is hard news to swallow. I love Happily Ever After. Don't get me wrong, because look, Wishes was the show that really, it struck a chord with me because I took a couple of trips during Wishes' run. It was one that I watched on YouTube over and over. That song was it was definitely stuck in my head. The soundtrack for Wishes, definitely, the whole thing had a place in my heart. So I was skeptical when Happily Ever After started. But Happily Ever After, for me, and I know this isn't true for everybody, blew it out of the water. It just really, I can tell you right now, you all know, if you're a long-time listener to this show, or maybe even a short-time listener, you may know, I'm a sensitive kind of guy. Happily Ever After makes me cry every single time. Not just once, multiple times.
Correct, same.
Yeah.
We know.
I fight it. It happens every time. Sometimes it's different parts. Sometimes I'm surprised. I'm like, oh, it's the first time this part's made me cry.
I will say, where do I begin with this issue that I have with this situation? Everyone loved Wishes, loves Wishes, loved Wishes, whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't care about other people. I love Happily Ever After.
Yeah. And
can we discuss how short of a run the show has had?
We should.
In parks?
We should. Yeah. We talked about, because we did a Fast Pass Standby Snack Break specifically about Magic Kingdom fireworks. And one of the things we learned was that when Magic Kingdom opened, the first fireworks show was called Fantasy in the Sky, and it ran for, 100 years? And then Wishes replaced it and ran for another 100 years.
Tragic.
Both of
Tragedy
them very, very...
has striked.
Yeah, and then, so, on May 12th, 2017, Happily Ever After debuted. So, it only gets a 4-year run. It's absolutely unheard of. there are shows that have had a shorter run. I think we talked about them in Epcot, like especially like that weird daytime show where there were dragons surfing around on World Showcase Lagoon. I don't know what was happening in that show. But there are definitely shows that have had shorter runs. But in terms of nighttime spectaculars, this is like, it's Rivers of Light level, like short run. And it just doesn't make sense because the only thing that I can figure is that when they decided to make this new show for the 50th, they were like, okay, we're going to have this special show. It's going to have all these enhancements. And then once we do that, like it's going to outdo Happily Ever After. We can't go back to it. And maybe they don't even know yet what's going to come after Enchantment. Sure, hopefully they do. But it is real weird. And it's sad because people like you, Stephers, there are people that this is their Magic Kingdom show.
100%. So this is my, not speculation because I'm not one to speculate, but this is my hope.
Okay.
They have upgraded all of this technology for this new quote unquote enchantment show.
Yeah.
Whatever. Keep the soundtrack to Happily Ever After. And just, when the drop happens and the big boom, you just push the projections out to wherever they want the projections to push out, Main Street, whatever the heck they're doing. I don't even care. I'm going to be in front of the castle. No one cares. I mean, people care. I'm being just very angry right now. But I think I can live with the projections changing, but the soundtrack. Jordan Fisher, where are you? Are you outraged? Because I'm outraged, Jordan Fisher. It's fine. 4 years is not a lot of time.
No.
For this show, with how great it is. And yes, Enchantment could be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just because you add projections down a street does not make it phenomenal. There are a lot of boxes you got to tick for me.
Yeah.
For this new show. Just saying.
Well, it's definitely going to be one of those things where it's going to have to prove itself. I mean, people are going to be skeptical. I think that Disney has, with every iteration of the Magic Kingdom nighttime show, it has outdone itself. I expect Enchantment is going to be great. I will be very sad that Happily Ever After is gone. But here's what I was thinking about the soundtrack. Unless they go like with a totally original soundtrack, Happily Ever After had like some of the most iconic music from like Disney films throughout the years. How could they not use it? They're going to have to.
Yeah, like add who's missing? All the new things that have just been released that have like soul. Add some jazzy stuff. Add some Coco stuff.
Coco.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if Coco is in there. Like, just add on to it. Why you gotta be so mean, Disney?
Why you gotta be so rude?
Yeah, rude. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
I don't have the connection to Wishes. I really don't. I was more Epcot Illuminations.
Yeah, me too.
This is the level of betrayal I feel, Disney.
I got to see one of the last Illumination shows, and that really took a toll on me because I think I had that communication, that connection to Illuminations, where it felt like I was saying goodbye to a piece of my Disney nostalgia that I'll never see again, and it was, yeah.
My dad loved that show.
Yeah. So, like, and I think a lot of people thought Illuminations was boring. For me, I loved it. It was like exactly what I wanted from a nighttime show. And you can't beat, and I know Sam Monorail would agree with me, you cannot beat the post-show of Illuminations either. Playing that post-show music with the torches and World Showcase and just, oh my God. Epic. Like, that is like peak Disney feels right there for me. And it's gone. It's not going to come back. And I don't like Harmonious may be amazing. It might be the best Epcot show we've ever seen. It won't replace Illuminations in my heart. So what I know is no matter how good Enchantment is, it's not going to replace Happily Ever After in your heart, Stephers.
No, it will not.
But maybe you get to create some new memories with Enchantment, and it'll find its own place in your heart.
Or, this is just an or, I can remain bitter.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm going to keep low expectations. That way they can exceed my expectations.
Okay.
I'm not going to go in... If I go in positive, it's not going to work out for me because I'll just keep comparing it. I got to go in clean slate, no hope, no hope, really.
See, this is why, if Epcot Forever has any positives I can say about it, it's that it was the palate cleanser between Illuminations and Harmonious. Because I know I'm going to like Harmonious more than I do Epcot Forever.
I cannot disagree with you. Based off of what I've seen, I am not really impressed with Epcot Forever.
So what they really should do is they should do some kind of a crappy, like, okay, they never should have brought... Okay, this is going to be... Here's a controversial statement. If they were going to bring back nighttime shows knowing that Enchantment was starting on October 1st, they should have just done some random unnamed fireworks show in the Magic Kingdom and not brought back Happily Ever After.
I think the problem with that, I would agree if we had time to say goodbye. We had time to say goodbye to Illuminations.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay.
There was also like Farewell to Illuminations merch. If I don't see any goodbye Happily Ever After merch, I'm having words.
Ooh, yeah, there absolutely should be. I still, that's my favorite Magic Band is my Illuminations, my Farewell Illuminations Magic Band.
My biggest regret was not buying an Illuminations anything. So if anyone listening to this has the hookup, please DM me. That's all I gotta ask.
You know what makes me sad? I got one of the those 3/4 length sleeve. It's one of the pass holder Farewell Illuminations shirts. Mm-hmm. And it has, it's like Figment blowing out the torch or whatever. And the only downside, you know how sometimes you get a shirt where the print is like kind of a little twisted?
Yes.
So like if you try to fold it, it doesn't fold right and stuff. That's this shirt, and that makes me sad. But I'm happy I have it, and I'm happy I have my Magic Band, which actually I lost in Epcot one day, and it returned to me, luckily. But... man,
someone is charging $500 for an Illumination Spirit jersey on eBay.
That's a little much. I'm just going to say it. That's too much.
Yeah, you don't say.
So, Happily Ever After, we hardly knew ye.
So tragic. Guys, when I tell you, whoever is listening and doesn't know my backstory and my love for Happily Ever After... I got engaged during Happily Ever After, and it just hits all the nostalgic Disney movies that I know and love.
Yeah.
It just punches you in the gut. So, this one's hard for me. Tragic. Absolutely tragic, Disney. It's fine. Out with the old and with the new. Throw me away like a dirty sock.
Whatever comes after, here's what I think. There's going to be enough Happily Ever After DNA in Enchantment, and then whatever comes after that, there's going to be some carryover. I feel like they're probably still going to have Tink fly out of the castle. I feel like that's never going to stop happening for a nighttime show at Magic Kingdom, or maybe they have several Tinks fly out of the castle. I don't know. But it's just, it's change, and I think what you're experiencing with this Stephers is something that a lot of us older folks have dealt with when it comes to Disney, and we expect it to be this museum of our nostalgia and our childhood and our growth, and it changes, and it feels like we have to let go of like a personal piece of us when that happens. And this one, even closer to your heart, being that you were engaged during Happily Ever After.
It's fine. It's fine.
So I get it.
It's fine.
But I do think that there's going to be some connective tissue, and we'll just have to see. I'm sure that I'm going to cry during Enchantment, so let's place even odds on that. It's probably going to be...
Depends on the soundtrack. I'm going to tell you, the music is what gets me. I'm not going to put my words in your mouth, but the music is what gets me. And there's just something about like the whole intro. It's like, the magic is happening.
You know what gets me most times during the show is, for me, is Love is an Open Door.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And the Hercules part, well, that's where Jackson proposed. It's the Hercules part. But it's that they put such good versions of those songs.
Yeah.
It's like a different spin, but it's still the classic that you know and love. Oh, I'm going to watch it after we're done with this, by the way.
You should. You know what? Oh, this time, I told you, sometimes it's different pieces of it that make me cry. This last time that I watched it, the genie part, where he's singing Never Had a Friend Like Me, I started thinking about Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And it got me. Yeah.
Well, his birthday was just what's today? A few days ago?
A few days ago, yeah. But I didn't even know that at the time. I guess it was just in the zeitgeist or something. Something spoke to me about Robin Williams, and I was sitting there listening to him, and I was like, oh my God. And just talking about it, I'm getting verklempt right now.
Oh. How are we, why did we end with this?
Because we couldn't have started with it.
I know, but that's... It's fine. Not disenchantment. See, that's what's going to happen. The headline, if it's bad, it's going to be disenchanted, is what the headline's going to be. Oh my God, it's fine. It's fine, Disney. Just do better.
We're not gonna do better than disenchantment. So, with that being said, I think it's time to take a little break. Ladies and gentlemen, dreamers of all ages, you're going to want to stay with us because in the second part of the show, we're going to have a very special guest with her very own segment of the show. Who knows who it's going to be? It's totally a mystery. I know that you're confused.
I'm confused.
Everyone is. Don't go anywhere because you're going to want to solve this and you're going to want to see what happens next. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Monorail. It is now time for a segment that has quickly become the people's favorite segment. It is absolutely demanded by the masses, and we have kept you from it for way too long. So let us get on with the program and get to the meat of this thing. In order to do it, I have to welcome in the host of this particular segment. It's her segment. It's not my segment. It's her segment. So, welcome back to the Monorail. The mystery guest, it's Stephers!
It's Stephers. Hello. It is me. Back.
Hi, Stephers. I've
been gone so long.
It's so good. It's so good and good to have you back. And
our margarita and tequila just hitting us real nice on this part of the show.
I think so.
But welcome.
Welcome to you, and I think it is time for another edition of Across the Universal with Stephers. Yay!
That's me.
People are screaming, yay! The crowd's going wild.
The crowd. I can see the crowd now. It's Michael Matunde. More Stephers! There might be other people, but that's the one. He got bigger muscles. It's fine. Well, hello.
He could be your biggest fan.
My biggest fan. That's the next shirt. Stephers' biggest fan. It's fine. We'll discuss that offline. But it's been an exciting week. 2 weeks? When was the last time I was here? Whatever.
It's been a long time. Too long.
Things have happened. Things have been announced. And my Halloween Horror Night Love and Heart can't take it anymore. We've had 3 announcements. Mm-hmm. Construction happenings has occurred. And while we are recording this, today marks 100 days till Halloween.
Wow. we are getting down to the nitty gritty. I think once you get to 99 days, it's officially Halloween season.
Well, to all the theme parks probably, because these events start literally next month is Boo Bash, and then September 3rd is Halloween Horror Nights. So we're all here.
Yeah, it's happening. I know. I mean, we knew that the announcements were going to continue to come after your first appearance on the show. Well, first appearance of Across the Universal. You had mentioned that like July was the month for the big announcements for Halloween Horror Nights, and I don't
lie.
Yeah, you didn't lie. You delivered. And
I try.
We had talked about, I guess just at the time, Beetlejuice. Was that the only official announcement at that point?
It was Beetlejuice, and it was Jack is Back.
Yeah, and Jack is Back. Yeah.
I think that was it.
Okay.
Announcements. Yep, that was it. Wow, we've got some juicy stuff since then.
A lot has happened.
It's not juicy. It's not juicy because there was speculation, and my prediction is that a lot of the speculation is going to be correct, which is fine. I'm not mad, but I want real proof, people.
Yeah.
Horror Nights.
We don't play around in the rumor game around here. We just sometimes we'll do some speculation, but we like to report on facts and confirmed stories. So let's talk about the houses. What additional houses have been announced?
So, the first one to be announced, and it was announced on July 8th, is The Haunting of Hill House.
Ooh,
that is a Netflix show, if you guys don't know. Highly recommend. It is technically a twofer. There's The Haunting of Hill House, and then the some Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said something when I knew it was haunting. The Hill House is better than the Bly Manor, says a lot of people. I don't know. I didn't watch the second one. But there is going to be a bent neck lady, a ghost in the basement, and the tall man.
Oh my.
And let me tell you, there's a teaser video with all these announcements, and then there's like what's it called? Sneak peeks of the houses. The facades themselves just look terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
I was looking, and I don't know if it's the color red that just has like a really scary like vibe to it, but this is definitely going to be one that I might have to stand behind somebody.
Red is an ominous color. Haunting of Hill House. So I like watching scary movies. I like watching scary shows. Haunting of Hill House to me was legitimately unsettling when I watched it. And when I heard that this was going to be a house, I was like, "What? Why did I sign up to do this? Why?"
Because you love your friends.
I can't believe it. Because I'm going to be terrified. I'm going to hide behind you.
Well, so this is the thing. This is like a side tangent that I'm just going to say.
Say it.
When the sun goes down, Stephers gets blind. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have to wear my glasses during this whole event.
Yeah.
And it not only makes me see clearly, but it magnifies everything.
Oh, boy.
So being short, cute, and easily impressionable, scare actors love me. So we're going to have real problems. So maybe stand behind like Skipper Bob or someone that's not me, because my question is,
yes,
this is my question. Bent neck lady.
Uh-huh.
I want to know where they're putting these people, these like icons, quote unquote, of the show. And if there's going to be multiple, or if it's going to tell the story of the show itself. Because I know, like Stranger Things, it was more or less the story of the show, and then it just had like the iconic things.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going for scary and just make you poop your pants, or if they're going for like the theming as well. I'm hoping it's the theming and kind of telling the story of the show. That would be a good marketing strategy, guys. But also, this is a great opportunity to just be terrifying.
I feel like when it comes to these sorts of houses that are based on either a show or a movie, my very limited experience and then exposure to the houses through either watching videos or reading about them has been they tend to go through the story a little bit. Maybe it's more 50-50 than I know, but I do know in the Ghostbusters house last year or year before last, it was
perfect example.
It was going through the movie.
Perfect example. I will say sometimes this quote unquote theming or story gets lost.
Okay.
So it depends on how well they tell the story. So I guess that's more quality of the house than anything else.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
We'll stay tuned for that.
That's scary.
I think this and Beetlejuice are probably my top two wanting to see and do.
Sure.
But of course they're probably going to be on opposite sides of the park. It's fine. It's fine. I'll figure that one out later. Then on what date was this? July 15th. I wrote down the dates that these announcements came out because I'm serious about this business. We didn't get one, but we got two house announcements. We got the Universal Monsters The Bride of Frankenstein Lives house announcement.
Yeah.
And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house has been announced. Universal Monsters, we kind of knew that was coming back because that was one of the, 2 or 3 that they previewed last year. What year are we in? Last year? I thought that the Universal Monsters house that they did in 2019 was very well done and very, that was actually, I think, my favorite, if not top 3 of 2019. So I have high hopes for Bride of Frankenstein. Is that hope too high? Maybe.
I liked the preview for it, the little sizzle trailer that they put out. It's interesting. It does seem like it's going to be a new kind of spin on the story a bit. And I mean, Classic Monsters was one that we actually did in 2019 and it was scary to me.
I loved it.
So yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. I'm excited to see that one. This one, I would say from the announcements that have come so far, maybe I'm downplaying it, but I feel like I'm going to be able that one. I don't think I'll have to hide behind Skipper Bob on that one.
I don't think so either.
I think I'll be okay.
I think based off of the trailer, it'll be more, I don't want to say gore, but more
cinematic kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be as pop out in your face like Haunting of Hill House will be. That's not the vibe I get. This is more, I think, just
more scenes and story kind of.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I like to see stuff.
You have to do. I have to believe you have to balance it out and do both.
Yeah.
Some houses are just kind of throwaways, and some houses are not. I'm not sure. I didn't go through this house last year. I think Skipper Bob did. Mm-hmm. I have absolutely no opinion, but I have high hopes because it's Universal Monsters, and the one in 2019 was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean,
and lady representation.
Absolutely. Scary ladies. I mean, 2 for 2 on Scary Ladies.
I mean,
Haunting of Hill House.
I thought you were talking about me. Wow. A little harsh. The second house that was announced was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and if I'm being 150% honest, I've never seen it.
You've never seen a Texas Chainsaw movie? Not one?
No.
Okay.
She says, questioning her life now. Maybe. I've played a game where they have a masked man in it. This scary dude.
Yeah. Okay.
The scary dude. Yeah. And I can't play that game. So.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is going to be what. Well, did they speculate Halloween? No, they didn't. So I'm assuming this is taking place of what we thought was going to be Halloween.
Okay.
On terms of level. I know that this was already on a speculation map.
Yeah.
But in terms of theatrical stuff, I think this is what they decided. Instead of doing Halloween 3, whatever.
Okay, so that would be disappointing to me because I would prefer a Halloween house.
I'm not going to disagree.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of those that, like, I have seen those movies. I haven't seen, like, the latest. That I think it was just called Texas Chainsaw. Maybe I'm wrong. But I haven't seen the reboot kind of movies. Here's the thing. I don't like in haunted houses when they start revving up chainsaws and they chase you with them. Sounds like that's going to be
definition of Halloween.
I know, but it sounds like that's going to be what this house is all about.
Leatherface. That's the guy's. That's the guy's thing.
Leatherface.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at photos of Leatherface. Oh,
it's not pretty.
Okay. So you're gonna have an issue with this house. However, it's hit or miss. The Halloween houses don't always get me. Because you kind of know that they're coming, and then they tie in, like, the theme music, and then you kind of are just like, where's the scare?
Yeah.
So in some cases, you can predict what's happening. In other cases, you might poop your pants. It's anyone's guess. So we'll just have to see. Stay tuned. I will record Justin pooping his pants.
I need no video made of me on this night.
We'll see. And then there has been construction starting, despite lack of announcements, and there has been leaked photos. It's not really leaked because they kind of left the sign out for everyone to look at of a Scary Ohio, like a billboard. So speculation states that there's going to be like a Welcome to Scary Town, whatever it's going to be called. That's going to be an original... What's it called? Original house idea. I can post in the Monorail fam and in our event for the Monorail fam more background on Scary Ohio. But typically the original houses are phenomenal. Recently. They've grown over the years. So I'm excited to see what they come up with. Especially, I kind of get WandaVision in my head just because of how, like, the whole taking over the superhero situation is. But I just get creepy town vibes. It's fine. I mind control, maybe. Everyone is a murdery neighbor.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, I see. Now I'm seeing what you're saying about WandaVision. Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of just like who knows, anyone's guess.
Well, you talked about, this being like an anniversary year for Halloween Horror Nights, and my reading up, because I had no idea what Scary Ohio was, or Scary Ohio. In the research I was able to do about it,
you researched. I'm so proud.
I did a little bit. I learned that this was this fictional town that they base a lot of their original stories out of, and I just wondered if maybe this would be a way for them to bring back a lot of their classic characters, like the ones that they've created. And I mentioned to you when we saw this, I was like, oh, so the only one that I specifically read about at the time was the Caretaker. But last year, when they released a lot of their merch in their tribute store, they had glassware that had like all of their classic characters on them.
So that's very good speculation, or a very good idea. The only thing is since it is a big year, I feel like they're gonna do a icon house. So in theory, they could still take the Scary Ohio and put the Caretaker in that, and then focus on Jack and what's her name, creepy grandma, and other people in the icon house.
Okay,
it's hard to say.
Yeah, I know we're just
easy
playing around with ideas right now. It was a thought that came to mind.
It very could be. They could be putting the icons sporadically throughout.
Yeah, who knows?
That
would be interesting. Yeah, so like one shows up in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house or whatever. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, no, I just mean like they could. Well, I don't think it would be Texas Chainsaw, but like in general, like they could just have multiple houses and base it off of stuff that goes along with the icon.
Okay.
So that's honestly not a bad idea. in terms of they spread it out instead of shoving all of them in one thing, and each room is like
this is
something of the
a room
icon.
for this person and this, yeah.
Because it helps them develop the story. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would actually be bummed if they just shoved all of them in a house and said, here's a room for Jack, here's a room for storyteller, here's a room for director.
Yeah.
Let's not do that, Halloween Horror Nights. We're better than that.
I did have the idea when we talked about this before that maybe they don't have, like you said, like a house with everybody in it. But what they do is there's like a tribute to each one of the characters somehow woven into each one of the other houses.
Oh, I wish.
You know?
That'd be a good... My thing is they could do that with the original idea, like the original houses, but like the ones that are IPs, I don't think that they can...
Yeah, that's probably true.
Mostly because I don't think they, like, in terms of them buying the rights and then them changing it based off of that.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know the logistics of everything.
No, that makes sense. That it's like the people that are involved with Haunting of Hill House would probably have to agree to allow them to change something, and it's like, yeah.
But plot twist, if they actually agreed to that and Jack pops up in the last room after the bent neck lady and the tall man, I'm just saying, man, that'd be terrifying. Cool.
I'd be scared, but it'd be cool.
I'm already scared. That's fine. Also, they started construction on the scare zones. We've had absolutely zero announcements on scare zones. One looks like toxic, like hazardous medical. I don't even know what it's called. Something spooky.
Like biohazard.
Biohazard. That's the word. Thank you. This is why we're a team.
Mm-hmm.
One of them had like a number on it. I believe it was like a number 1. It's really hard to say, and a lot of them are covered. So typically the ones that are covered are maybe bloody, gory, like skeleton dead people, or it just reveals something about the scare zone that you just can't see yet. I'm hoping we did not get an announcement this week that you're listening, which is last week for you. So hopefully this coming Thursday, the people say that they give announcements on Thursdays. Hopefully on Thursday, we will have at least either another house or a couple scare zone announcements, because this event literally starts in a little over, what is it, a month and a half? What day is it?
Yeah, it's going to be here before you know it. It's actually pretty wild they haven't announced more already.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Disney has 50th emblems on their castle, and it's July, and their thing isn't until October, and this starts in September, and they have nothing out. Some people say it's because they don't have enough employees. Some people say it's a money thing. I'm just thinking they're really making us sweat.
Oh, this is an interesting thought, because they definitely have to add staff for the Halloween Horror Nights events. So could they be holding off on announcing until they know they can staff certain things? Because it could be that if you were to go on night 1, and this is just me playing around with an idea. This is not fact based. But if you went on night 1, maybe you've got 2 scare zones because they could staff it. But if you went on night 10, there's 3 because they were able to staff up for that or something. I don't know.
They very well could do that, but that would cause an uproar in the community.
Yes, it would, because the people who went early on.
But it honestly could be, and to be fair, the only reason why I say that it could be a thing is like for food and wine or any of the festivals Disney does, not all the booths are open right at the beginning of the event.
Yeah, but you don't pay an additional fee to go to food and wine.
Yeah, but Disney prices are already expensive, so... That's
true. I don't know, but I think you're right.
That's speculation. It
couldn't be... See, people... It couldn't be like a whole house, because people would be real upset about that. Like, I went to an early event, and then they added a house.
No.
They wouldn't do that.
They're building.
They wouldn't do that.
They have 2 houses that they haven't announced that we're all 95% positive that they're doing anyway. The Puppet Theater
Yeah.
which was leaked, whenever it was. And they just haven't confirmed. And then Revenge of the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, Tooth Fairy.
They did that last year, right?
They did, yeah. It was one of the houses. That one, Bride of Frankenstein, and Beetlejuice were the houses.
Yeah, so they probably have that set still built.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, I mean, those are 2 freebies that we kind of already know about. And then we're waiting on what they're doing with the icons, because it's the 30th year. People are speculating Creep Show, apparently.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, this map has honestly been accurate for a while now, so I'm going to go with this map. So Creep Show's the idea, and a Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin. What that is, Stephers has no idea.
Will a Linus character be in there holding a blanket waiting for the Great Pumpkin? That's what I want to know.
Very well could be.
Well, my goodness, there's still so much to come. It's crazy that we have no news about scare zones yet.
There's also...
Yeah, go ahead. Go, do it.
What did I mention?
Do it.
What did I mention? I mentioned a lot of things now, but...
Well, you haven't said this one yet, but maybe this is what you're about to say, so go ahead.
I was going to say that they're also doing work on the Fear Factor stage, but we have absolutely no idea what that show's going to be. We just know what it's not going to be.
Yeah.
So, Bill and Ted, I'm going to keep putting this into existence. I know this probably won't be a thing, but that was a great show, and that's actually a show I stop and I make sure I see. You know, I don't do shows.
Well,
that's a show Stephers watch.
We established that.
So,
I've never seen the Bill and Ted show. I'd love to see it.
Tragic, man. Tragic.
Are there videos of that I could see?
Do they allow film? They might have it. I'll look it up for you. I don't think that they really allow filming during the show because there's a lot of pop culture references that might be sensitive for young audiences.
Gotcha.
But I'll see what I can find. But it was a great, sit down, laugh your butt off, have a good time kind of show, and they poke fun at literally everyone, and it's hilarious.
So the Fear Factor stage is where they did Academy of Villains, is that right?
Yeah, so when Bill and Ted was still around, Bill and Ted was there, and Academy of Villains was there's a stage that they set up by where the crepe stand is now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Academy of Villains took Bill and Ted's spot after Bill and Ted left. And that was running 2 or 3 years now? But that's not coming back. Yeah. Academy of Villains is not coming back due to...
Problems.
Problems. Differences, whatever.
Yeah, so, we knew Academy of Villains isn't coming back, but the fact that they're doing construction on the stage gives hope that there will be some sort of a show. I mean, there has to be. So, why not? I mean, it's an anniversary. Bring back Bill and Ted. Do it.
Do it. Or... I will also accept a Beetlejuice show, like the Beetlejuice review, whatever the word is called, like the old show that used to be where Fast and the Furious is.
Okay.
What a shame! What a shame to the establishment, that ride. Don't at me. It's not a good ride.
I don't think you're gonna get any ats on that one.
Yeah. And all of these scare zones that are speculation.
Yep.
None are anything I know of, except there should be a 30th anniversary zone.
Okay.
So spread out the icons down some street, maybe?
What is your, if you're talking about wedding anniversaries, what's a 30th anniversary gift?
Death. I'm gonna look a knife.
30th.
I was just trying to tie it to scary. I'm imagining... I can't even imagine, really. But down the street where, Bourne is, I could definitely see that being, the icon row type. Because in front of Fast and the Furious is too tight. Why would you put it by Simpsons? I don't know. Did you find what it was?
It's the pearl. The pearl is the gift you give on the 30th anniversary.
All the icons are going to come out of a shell instead of a pearl.
They're all going to be in oysters. They're going to pop out.
Oyster. I knew you guys. That's what I meant. I don't know things anymore.
There's going to be a parade. They're going to all be sitting in oysters.
That'd be hilarious, though. People speculate a creep show scare zone, but why would you do a creep show scare zone and a creep show house? So maybe one or the other.
Yeah.
Terra Cruntis?
That's not how you say my last name.
It's not even close. It's a little shorter. And then best of scare zones mashup. So this idea is actually not a bad one. Do like a mishmash, monster mash of like good scare zones. I'd love to see Anarcade come back.
Oh, I love that one.
What's the other one that I really liked? Scrap. The trick or treat one was cute, but it wasn't scary. But all the ones with the chainsaws, those are hilarious.
When we were talking about this before, I made the mistake of saying that it was a Walking Dead scare zone, but what I meant was Zombieland when we were there. And that was a good one because it's pretty cool to be able to see. Like, they had all these different zombies walking around in different costumes. Like, you'd get like, the football player in their leather jacket zombie walking around. You'd have, you can wear pretty much anything, turn it into a zombie, and then you had the show on the stage where they were executing zombies. That was fun.
Yeah, I liked that, and I also liked how they used the projections to post the rules, and stuff. And then they had the different like vehicles and carts and stuff. I thought that was a good theme. It wasn't necessarily quote unquote scary, but it was very on brand with the film.
It was fun, and you had zombies wandering around, which I feel like is always fun. So I
like zombies. I
like zombies.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that.
I hope someday there is a zombie apocalypse because it'll give me an excuse to arm myself and with all kinds of weaponry, and I can't wait to practice my marksmanship.
So the moral of this story is do not make Justin angry because during
are you a zombie?
You won't know really if he's a zombie or a friend at this point. That's fine. I'm not judging. I just want more announcements, Universal.
Yeah.
You like to torture us on social media, but I don't need an hour-long video of snow. TV snow, I don't need it. I just need announcements. Solid announcements. Not the speculation stuff.
Did they hide anything in the TV static?
Or it was like static? Jack, though. It was just Jack, and they put stuff in the description that you had to decode.
Wow.
And that was a lot of work.
Too much work.
So Stephers did not do that.
No.
I do want to say one more thing.
Yes.
About this event, because it is coming off of a pandemic year. We talked about it the last time I was on briefly, or maybe we talked about it offline, but I wanted to put this in. If you purchased tickets last year, 2020, and then you did not request a full refund, you will be able to use those tickets for admission to this year's event.
Okay. That's good.
Block out dates apply, and you should check the Universal website for those, because genuinely I didn't really realize there were blackout dates for that. And access to the event may be restricted or unavailable due to capacity and other factors, so really just call the number and double check everything. But if you didn't ask for a refund, your ticket is still good to go.
I would imagine that they're just going to block out the dates that are peak dates.
That's what I think too.
And otherwise, they're going to let you come in, because what harm does it do? You're going to come in, you're going to spend money. And it's a little head count that they wouldn't have had there otherwise. So, of course, they're going to let you come in.
Oh, speaking of spending money, I'm really hoping for an icon-themed drink. Okay. They keep doing this, like, candy corn, gross.
Ugh.
And I don't need it. Give me, like, a Jack the Clown drink with a souvenir cup. You can take my money. And then, like, discounted refills. You can take my money. I don't know why is that a problem?
Can we just go ahead and establish right now, candy corn is gross.
Candy corn I liked when I was 5. Stephers has really grown her taste since then, so I'm on the Justin train with that one.
Are there adults out there that like candy corn? Call the hotline.
Probably, and people will be banging on our door.
Well, I mean, Sam likes the candy corn Laffy Taffy. I think it's gross. I think anything... The only thing that I've ever had candy corn flavored that I actually was like, this is okay, are the candy corn M&Ms, which I know...
Why do you ruin an M&M?
Well, it adds like a sweetness to it that I feel like candy corn doesn't typically have. So, yeah, they just taste like oil. They're like oily, waxy. Yucky.
You can craft with candy corn. I've crafted with candy corn.
Yeah,
it's not helping, but
it'd make a good if you were doing like a gingerbread house.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. See, we're on the same page. It's fine.
Otherwise, So yeah, I'm with you. Give us a drink that's not a candy corn drink, and I'm on board.
Yeah, they did I think 2 years ago, and I think both were terrible. So. And the blood bags weren't there. The Jell-O shots weren't there. Come on.
There are certain things that I can't. When they start making treats and they look a little too gross, I can't do it. Because I'm very visual. Like, I'm very...
So you're saying you won't drink a drink out of a blood bag? Is that what you're doing?
I wouldn't.
That drink was bad anyway, so you're not missing anything.
I wouldn't.
But it's cool.
Do that.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's great. But I don't want to drink out of a blood bag. And, like, if they were to make a treat that was like a beating heart. Okay, I'm probably not going to eat that.
The beating heart gummy.
Yeah. Not going to eat that.
It's a gummy.
It's gross. Okay. It looks gross.
There are also no announcements on a tribute store, speaking of treats, because you know that there's always a treat room at the tribute stores. But I'm excited to see what they do with that. They also haven't announced more like any other tickets other than the single night or the tours. Still nothing on that. Okay. So what are we doing, Universal? Come on. It's already almost August. Typically there's more out by the end of July. Hello? Yeah, are you listening?
They keep putting out some merch. Like, they'll make some announcements and they put some merch out in the that store that is the gift shop.
Five and Dime?
Yeah, the Five and Dime. The one you go into when you exit Bourne and the makeup show.
Yes, and they just released, while you're listening to this, I'm sure next week it'll change, but they released a Beetlejuice shirt that looks absolutely terrifying. It's a hard pass for Stephers.
You don't like that one?
I saw that. The Beetlejuice shirt that I have just has more of the characters on it, and this one just looks like if someone by accident ran into you and was looking at your shirt instead of your face, they would scream.
Maybe that's what I'm going for.
That's a hard pass for me, but they're all limited. So I've heard. They're all limited. Once the stock runs out, the stock runs out. And I'm assuming it's because they're making room for more merch that they've created now that the 30th is official.
Yeah.
And they're just getting rid of stuff they had last year that was like, JK, we can't sell this. The Frankenstein shirt was cool. I wish I got that, but I've spent too much money on shirts. Yeah, my husband doesn't like that very much. It's fine.
Well,
I'm not mad.
I do like the tribute store. That's actually the one thing that all of us in the house can agree on. The kids will say that they'll never go back to another Halloween Horror Nights and do the houses again, but they do like the tribute store. Although they don't trust that they won't be jump scared in the tribute store. They get nervous.
I will confirm that typically you are not scared in the tribute store. They make that a normal place, especially since they serve food and drinks.
But it is very intensely themed, so it wouldn't be a shock if something jumped out at you. But
yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, they get nervous about it. I was gonna say to you, Stephers, that there was a crack in McKenna recently where she started to say something about kind of being interested in going for one reason or another, and I was like, I wonder if you were there, if Stephers wouldn't be able to talk you into going into the houses. And she was like, I don't know. So this was new because she had said she was never going back.
She's invited to this Monorail meetup of ours.
The door is open. McKenna Monorail may make an appearance. I'm going to keep working on her.
McKenna, I believe in you. I will hold your hand. I will put you in front of me while I hold your hand, but I will hold your hand nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
She'll be, because I got a room at Cabana Bay. So the kids are going to be
there. And there's the
there.
Jack experience.
Yes.
And man, I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
My content creation loving heart is so excited for all this photo opportunities.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be so much.
It's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. If you're not part of the Monorail fam, then you don't know about our meetup because it's an exclusive event only for Monorail fam people. So get on it.
It's true. We even have a shirt and everything.
We do. I bought my shirt. My shirt came this week. I don't know what today is. And it's cute. I've already have it washed and it's ready to go.
Nice.
So where are you guys at?
They need to get on the train or the monorail.
I agree. That's kind of same concept, maybe?
Yeah. Well,
I have one more thing.
Yep.
It's not Halloween Horror Nights related, but it's Universal related, and this is across the Universal with Stephers. A milestone was reached that I just want to give a little shout out.
Oh.
To the Velocicoaster, there are over 1 million people that are 1 million rides of the Velocicoaster already, and it's only been open officially not that long. So we love you, Velocicoaster, and congratulations on 1 million.
They should put up a sign just like McDonald's, over 1 million served.
Oh, that'd be so cute. Yeah, Universal do that with little dinosaurs. We can make it happen. They listen to this show.
You know they do. Well,
I do.
That is awesome. The good thing about this is it's an awesome new ride, and it's not one that constantly breaks down, which tends to be a problem with some of these new rides, including Hagrid and Rise of the Resistance.
Wow. Okay, bees on Hagrid's.
That wasn't the only problem.
Shh, that's the only problem that matters. Maybe.
But
I don't know.
It is funny that it got infested with bees. That's pretty good.
Not once, but I believe 2 or 3 times.
That's pretty good. I like that. And the thing is, bees, you got to be careful with bees. People get real sensitive about what you do with bees.
Yep, they do. And let's just say there were a lot of opinions, and I'm just glad that the bees aren't there because I don't like flying anything. I don't like insects. I don't like bugs. I don't like snakes.
What if they just wanted to be a magical creature? They would.
Then they can go on the end of the ride where there's a thing that I'm not going to spoil.
They wanted to be part of the ride, I think.
Yeah, that's fine. They can go somewhere else. But I will say on Velocicoaster, you can roll back if you don't have enough momentum.
I know. I would love to do that someday. I hope I get a chance. I want to ride with a lot of heavy people. So let's put together a whole train full of heavies, and let's go do this thing. I want to roll back.
Okay. Anybody who wants to do that can reach out to Justin. Stephers likes the normal ride as it is.
Yeah, it's bonus ride.
No. Backwards is the part I don't like on a ride. Like, the Mummy is as long as I can go backward. Well, I guess Everest is longer. Everest is as long, that's all I can do.
Everest is about my limit on backwards.
See? That's like going up a thing and then down. No. For Stephers, no. I do want to ride it at night, though.
It is good. It's a totally different thing at night. You don't get to see as much of the raptors that are in the enclosure and all that because it's just dark.
I won't be able to see anyway because I won't be wearing my glasses.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the glasses on, but you wouldn't see it. It's a little too dark, but it's very thrilling. It's good either way. It's a great ride.
Do it.
Yeah, go do it, and then maybe you can help them reach that next milestone of 1 billion.
That's a little dramatic,
1
Justin.
billion riders. That's just how long did it take them to reach 1 million?
A month and a half. Well, no, because I don't know if they're counting from grand opening or if they're counting from technical rehearsal.
Yeah. Well,
that's the real
that'd be
question.
Interesting to know because then you just that times 1,000, however long that takes, and then boom, we're at 1 billion.
That's well.
So, what I'm saying is, if it's 3 months, okay, so it's going to take a while. I'm not saying it's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, Justin can have that one. It's fine.
So, anyways, all right. Well, Stephers, you talked about your content creating heart. Let's let people know where they can follow you so they can see all of your content creations.
Okay, I don't have a song like Landon does, but I really should come up with one to compete with him. But I am on Instagram. Adventures with Stephers is my handle. My Twitter is AsianZing95 because Adventures with Stephers is way too long. And you can check out my blog, website, all the things, adventureswithstephers.com.
And if you forget any of that stuff, you can find a link to Stephers' website on the morningmonorail.com website.
Oh, yes, you can do that. Also, there's a link to the Morning Monorail podcast on my website in case you happen to forget what show you're listening to.
Oh, wow. You could just go back and forth all day long.
Give us all the clicks. I'm just saying, it would help a girl out and a guy out.
It'd be a fun game for you. Just be like, wait a minute. I'm going in circles here. But
I mean, that'd be fun for me.
Great content either way. And Stephers, once again, fantastic segment. So glad to have you as part of the Monorail team, bringing the universal knowledge that we don't have. And I'm looking forward to more announcements. We're going to have you back real soon.
I mean, the people love me, so...
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You bring in a whole younger demographic.
Sure. Let's go with that one.
Well, for those of you who got here, maybe you just heard Stephers was going to be on the show and you'd never even heard of us before. You can follow us on all the socials. We're at Morning Monorail pretty much everywhere. morningmonorail.com, as I mentioned. If you want to email us, mondayMorningMonorail@gmail.com, because we old school. And we have voicemail that you can call. Don't forget the TeePublic store. And don't forget that you can join our Patreon. Patreon.com/morningmonorail, where we are giving you bonus content every single month. At least 2 bonus episodes per month. At least 2 videos per month. For Silver and Gold members, you get a live Q&A and other benefits that you'll just have to check out the tiers. We got 3 tiers. Check them out. Pick one and be part of it. That's all I'm asking. Last thing I wanted to do, because I had it on the list, was that we got a brand new iTunes review. And if you give us a 5-star review, I'm going to give you a shout out because I think you're 5-star for doing it. This one comes from a listener called Nova Listener. 5 stars. Headline is, great. Do you think they were eating a bowl of Frosted Flakes? Wait, was this Tony the Tiger?
Frosted Flakes.
And the detail of that review says, favorite WDW pod. That's very thoughtful. Thank you, Nova Listener. I appreciate you. Nova Listener sounds like new. Doesn't Nova mean new? New listener. So
do I need to Google it again?
No, we're just going to say that's what it means.
Okay.
Yeah. But thank you so much. Any 5-star review, you're going to get a shout out here. And we definitely appreciate it. It helps us in terms of visibility, other people finding the show, getting the word out. Another thing that helps us is if you tell your friends that you're enjoying the Morning Monorail, you want them to listen to it. You got somebody taking a trip. One thing we could do is if you have any questions, you want some tips, somebody in the Morning Monorail family just yesterday on Facebook asked for a recommendation about where we thought they should try to set up to watch the fireworks in Epcot. They didn't take our advice, but at least they asked. And we provided immediate feedback. So, I mean...
And Stephers can do Universal. Don't think you're limited to Disney.
That's true.
We got your back.
If you want to ask specifically to Stephers, she is in the Morning Monorail family on Facebook. She'll see it. And
I will.
She can help answer those questions. I'll throw out an answer. It may not be a good one, but I'll do it. And then she can correct me. And don't forget, it's pronounced Jicama, not Jicama.
Correct. Per Google.
Per Google. All right. Thank you all so much for listening once again. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope you're having a wonderful July. Hope you are gearing up for the Halloween season because we are. Before we go, I got to say, make sure when you're in the parks that you thank a cast member. Cast members make the magic. Make sure you tell them you appreciate it. Be excellent to each other. Speaking of Bill and Ted.
I know. Quality.
And party on, dudes. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for riding with us today. You can find us on the socials at Morning Monorail. The website is morningmonorail.com and the email is mondaymorningmonorail@gmail.com. You can also call our voicemail 407-917-2144. Thank you so much for being part of the Monorail family. We'll see you next time.